Hi, I'm Steve Collins from Tell Me Where to Go. For many years I've been reporting about travel on the Australian national TV show called The Couch, presented and produced by my good friend Fred Mafrika. On this episode I'm talking all about Ireland, and I mentioned two fantastic attractions there, one of which is the Titanic Belfast and the other is almost right next door, which is the Game of Thrones studio tour. You'll find that Ireland is a fantastic destination. Here is my segment from The Couch about Ireland. If you want to see the whole episode, please go to The Couch's own YouTube channel. All the details are featured below.
Time now to talk travel. He's back from his long break. Steve Collins, welcome back. We're talking travel.
Thank you very much, Fred. It doesn't seem all that long.
But it's now April, and I'm thinking, well, in a couple of weeks it'll be April.
Yeah, it is April, isn't it? Yes.
Yep. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Looking good.
You. So are you, Fred?
Thank
What's
you.
happened?
I don't know.
Tapeworm's working, isn't it?
I think that modelling agency has done wonders
yes,
for us
I think
both.
so, yes. I can see you now. You'll be the cover of Vogue before no time.
Well, I'm definitely big enough, so I should be able to cover Vogue.
I'll have the centre spread, of course.
Yes, of course you, Jack Thompson. You.
Oh, yes.
Steve, you're taking us to Ireland today.
Ireland, yeah.
Why did we choose Ireland?
Because it is a fantastic destination, and also possibly because I've got Irish heritage.
Really?
Oh,
Have you been to Ireland?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I wanted to ask you because I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no. My family, the ones that I know of, are from Waterford, which is down south near Cork. But it's the most beautiful, beautiful place. It's only a small island. I think it's 486 kilometres long by 275 kilometres wide. So that's really tiny. Although it is double the size of.
This is where it is on the map, by the way, for those people who've never been.
It is double the size of Denmark. So,
really?
Yeah, but what they've got in Ireland, they have packed so much in there. They've got all these historical buildings there. It's got the most beautiful scenery there. The people are friendly. That's a convent. And look at that. I mean,
beautiful,
you can go there and visit there and stay there, but it's a Benedictine convent.
I love the greenery.
And it's just beautiful. It's fantastic. There's all these old buildings and they're well kept. In fact, one of the ones I've been to is I've kissed the Blarney Stone, and in order to kiss the Blarney Stone, I thought I'd just walk in and kiss a stone. No, you've got to go to the top of Blarney Castle, and then it's below a rampart, so you've got to stick your head out and you're above the ground, which is a long fall. Then you've got to kiss it because you've got to kiss the bottom of it. But this is all part of the west coast. Some of this, which is just gorgeous. They've got some.
When's the best time to go there? Winter, summer?
Well, I wouldn't be going in winter because it's pretty brutal. I reckon spring or autumn is probably the best.
And when is that over there?
Are not like our summers. You know, you get a lot of rainy days and a lot of fogs and stuff like that. But it's just such a great place to drive around. This is Dublin. Dublin's the capital city. Beautiful. It's a really good city. It's a small city. It's got a lovely harbour there. It's surrounded by mountains, but you've got all these beautiful buildings, all historic buildings and stuff there. And the number one destination, the number one tourist attraction in Ireland is the Guinness Storehouse, which is the Guinness Museum, because Guinness, as we know, is known internationally all over the world, but that is the number one attraction there.
They've actually got the museum there.
They've got a museum. It's a former factory, but they've turned it into a museum.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
now,
it's
for
really
me.
This is the Cliffs of Moher. Now, these are fantastic. They're over 200 metres tall, 200 metres tall. They're about 14 kilometres long, and it's just brilliant.
Fantastic.
And it's really easy to drive around because being a small country, there's it's really easy. The towns are really easy to walk around. The people are friendly. You've got the pubs, you've got the food.
Is it safe?
Very safe.
A lot of people think it's not Northern Ireland.
No. Well, I'm going to talk about Northern Ireland because Tourism Ireland also now promotes Northern Ireland. And there's a couple of great things about Northern Ireland. First of all, you've heard about the Titanic.
I have.
Well, the Titanic was built in Ireland and in Belfast. And so they've got Titanic Belfast, which is the old shipyard, the actual shipyard where the Titanic was built. They started work on this thing in 1909, had its maiden voyage in 1912, and it hit an iceberg on the 14th of April 1912 with quite a few thousand people died. But at one stage, this was the biggest employer in the whole of Ireland. 14,000 people work there. And this is the actual place where it was built, the actual factory where it was built. That's the slipway there.
Yep.
And you've got all the things to go and see. This is one of the first class lounges. There was a big difference. They had first, second and third class. That's the first class dining room. And yet they can recreate some of the foods. But even in third class, because most people were emigrating to the US.
Yes.
And although it was pretty basic, it was still probably better what they were used to in Ireland. The Nomadic, which we saw there, that was one of the tenders for the Titanic, and you can see how big that was. It was huge.
Isn't it amazing, the history of the Titanic?
So it's just an amazing exhibition to go and see. You can see all the plans. You can see how it was built. The structure that it's in is actually the same height as the original Titanic, and you can see what happened after it was discovered.
For those people who have never been there, it's part of the UK we're talking about.
Yeah. Northern Ireland is part of the UK.
Okay.
Now, almost next door to that is Game of Thrones is arguably the most popular TV program ever made. It's still and the Game of Thrones was made in Belfast, almost next door to where the Titanic was built. It was called the Linen Mill Studios, which was once part of where it was built. Now, the Game of Thrones is just a fantastic exhibit. If you like, even if you know nothing about it, they've got all the costumes there. You've got some of the original sets there. They show you how they make the special effects. They've got all the prosthetics because they had all these living dead and dragons and stuff like that. It really is a fantastic place and go and see.
If you're a fan, you would love this.
If you love it, even if you're not a fan, I think you would be entranced by how they did it. I mean, that's one of Daenerys's costumes and stuff like that. It is incredible. It takes it's a self-guided tour. You can get a little audio thing so you can listen and you just work your way around.
Wonderful.
It's all life-size and it's just a great thing. So those two exhibitions, the Titanic Belfast and the Game of Thrones studio tour, almost right next to each other. If you went to Belfast, you could do both in the same day. You don't have to travel very far.
And I have to say, Dublin for me is very special too, because Mrs. Brown's Boys.
That's right.
The comedian comes from there.
The thing about Ireland, and this is for all Ireland, including Northern Ireland, they're very, very good at talking. They're very good at singing. There's music in every pub you go to. They are very funny, but they're weird. I had one situation when we were driving from somewhere to somewhere else. I forget where it was. But there's two people on a small road coming the opposite way, having a chat to each other. How do you go? There's a huge line of cars behind each one. And they said, I'll see you later, and drove off. And then everybody followed them. But that's what happens because I've spoken to other people that have been there. The exact same thing has happened. Ireland, it's a great destination.
Look, I absolutely love it. Now, Steve, if we want more information, what's your website?
Well, it's not my website anymore because I'm really Well, I do have it. It's Tell Me Where To Go. The two is a new one. But I'm concentrating these days on YouTube channels. And so Tell Me Where To Go. You can see the .com, but go and have a look at Tell Me Where To Go on YouTube. I've got all these great videos that I've made of my travels and stuff like that. And I've had some fantastic...
Can I just say, the special thing about Steve Collins, if you've never caught his work, it's very real. It's what I experienced.
You've
experienced it. It's your opinion, and it's a real opinion, and it gives people real insight into travel.
Well, I really love travel anyway, so I'm quite enthusiastic. You may not have noticed, but I'm quite enthusiastic.
You're very enthusiastic. Hey, Steve, where are we going in a couple of weeks' time?
Well, I haven't. I've got a couple of things. I'll probably talk about New South Wales because I've just come from there. But I want to talk about the sensational amusement park in the mountains of Vietnam, which blew my mind. I knew nothing about it when I went there. So we'll talk about that as well.
Welcome back. Looking good.
Thank you.
Nice to see you back. And we'll have Steve back in a couple of weeks right here on the couch.
If you enjoyed this segment about Ireland, please press the like button and consider subscribing to the Tell Me Where To Go channel and also the Couch TV YouTube channel. Bye.